This is Damon Tinnon with the Get Your GED Now Test Preparation Series, and we are going to look at a reading skill GED question tonight. We've spent a lot of time going over math. We have done the extended response for the RLA part of the GED. Reasoning through language arts, but now we're going to look at the social studies and science test. And so what I've taken is an excerpt from one of the packages that I've put together on reading skills, and so let me take us through that. And again, this is coming from my 2014 version of my Get Your GED Now Test Preparation Series, as you see there on your screen. So we're just going to review the text here. So the social studies text and science tests are essentially reading skills tests about specific subject matter. You will not see a question on the social studies test asking you to identify in which year George Washington became president. On the other hand, you might be given a quote from George Washington and be asked what it means, or you might be asked based upon that quote what Washington's opinion might be on a contemporary issue. So again, there is really no need to go back and study historical facts. However, you do want to be familiar with the facts of U.S. history. You want to be familiar with the fact that there was a George Washington. You want to be familiar with the fact that there was 13 colonies, that the United States of America did not always exist. There was a Revolutionary War that helped to establish what we today know as America. You want to know that there was a Civil War that was largely around the slavery question. We want to know that there was a World War I and there was a World War II. We want to know that there was a Korean War and Vietnam War. So you want to know that there is a Congress, and you want to know that they make laws, and you want to know that there are voting and so on. So you want to have just some general knowledge about for social studies and science. Again, they're not going to ask you necessarily to create a diagram of a cell, but they may show you a diagram of a cell and point out some parts and then ask you a question based upon the information that's presented. So you do want to know that there are things called cells and there are things called molecules and atoms, and you want to know that there are stars and the study of astronomy, and that there are 9 planets in the solar system. So there are just basic types of knowledge that you are going to be expected to come to the test with, although you're not going to be asked to spit out specific facts. So again, these reading tests are they're really testing your reading skills. They're just testing your reading skills using social studies. Testing your reading skills using science. And so I identify that there are 5 basic reading skills that are tested on the 2014 GED test, and below is one of those skills. One of those skills that we're going to look at is the skill of evaluation. That is where you read text and you discern facts from opinion. What's a fact? What's someone's opinion? What value is being expressed here? Is this accurate? And that kind of thing. Doing an evaluation. So what we're going to do here is look at a sample, couple of questions that look at the evaluation skill. So we have a chart here, and just like we do when we're looking at GED Math, we're going to do the exact same thing when we're looking at GED reading tests. We get a chart. We want to familiarize ourselves with the chart. What is this chart actually saying? So it's about mosquitoes and temperature patterns in Walker County. So and then on this side, on the y-axis, to borrow from math, this tells you the number of mosquitoes in the thousands, and this here on the x-axis tells you the temperature. And so there's a correlation between the temperature and you can kind of see a trend here on the chart. The hotter it gets, the higher the mosquito population. The cooler it gets, the lower the mosquito population. So you want to just familiarize yourself with the chart even before you look at the questions and see what's going on. Okay. So now let's jump into question number 3. So question number 3 says, which observation is most accurate? And let me see if I can get the chart up here as well as these questions. And on the GED test, there's actually 4, not 5 selections, but I'm using 5 just to really illustrate the point here. So which observation is most accurate? Well, A, mosquitoes cannot survive in below freezing temperatures. Well, that might be accurate. We know, again, you have to come with some knowledge. So freezing is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And so if you didn't know that, you know that now. And so you see here around, this is 30, so maybe around 32, 33, there's 8. So that might be true, but it's not most accurate. So we're going to skip A. Now B, mosquitoes reproduce twice as fast at 70 degrees as 80. So let's look at 70 degrees. There's somewhere around 90 mosquitoes. And then here, 80 degrees, there's probably going to be around 100 mosquitoes. That's an increase, but it's not twice here. And so we see the word twice being used there. So we can say there that that's not most accurate. Moving on down to at temperatures higher than 60 degrees, the mosquito population drastically increases. So if we say here's 60 and it's higher, is that a drastic increase between 18 and 78? Well, I would certainly say so. So again, we're just evaluating the facts, looking at the chart. And so we were going to say C, but let's also look at D and E because we might have some choice there. Many mosquitoes colonies form in Walker County in the spring. Well, we don't know anything about what time of year this is, and so we're just going to say that can't be most accurate. And then Walker County has a higher mosquito population than surrounding counties. Well, we don't have any data here about other counties, so we're going to cut that one out. So we're just going to come back over here and use green and say answer C is the answer. That temperatures higher than 60 degrees, the mosquito population drastically increases. Now we're going to go down to 4. Which of the following statements is not supported by the graphic above? So we're looking for what's not supported, and so we want to be very careful to recognize that word not, because we're not looking for statements that are supported. We're looking for statements that are not supported. Okay, so A, the mosquito population begins to thrive at temperatures greater than 60. So we look at the chart and we see that's true. So that is supported. So we're not going to choose A. And then we're going to come down and look at B. The mosquito population dramatically reproduces between 45 degrees and 60 degrees. So we're going to come over here and this is 45 degrees and this is 60 degrees. So is that a dramatic increase? No, it's an increase, but it's not dramatic. And again, that's part of our evaluation that 11 to 18 is not dramatic. Let's move down to C. The mosquito population dramatically reproduces between 55 and 65. So let's come down here and we say 55 is right there and 65 is right there. 55 is somewhere between 11 and 18. And then 65 is somewhere between 78 and 81. So that is dramatic. So again, our answer is going to be C. The mosquito population dramatically reproduces between 55, because we see that. Then let's go down and look at D. Winter months portend a decline in the graphic. So this is not overtly supported, but it's implicitly supported. Winter is colder temperatures, and so we see that that at least is capable of freezing, because there's a 30 here in Walker County. So we know that is implicitly supported. Walker County experiences freezing temperatures. Again, that there's a 30 there, so that's also implying that it does. So again, that is supported by the chart. So C is the one statement that is not supported. So this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the skill of evaluation. We're talking about just going step by step, breaking these things down, and we are evaluating by first recognizing all the factors of this graphic and making sure that we understand it. And then from there, we're looking at what it tells us. So lower populations, higher populations, lower temperatures, higher temperatures, and we're looking at the correlations between that, and we're using that evaluation of information to really guide us through. So again, this is Damon Tinnon with the Get Your GED Now Test Preparation Series, and just breaking down the reading skills that are tested on the GED test. There are 5 skills. I just covered one here right now, the skill of evaluation. If you want more, visit me at www.mygedlive.com and find out how you can get more of this kind of teaching to help you prepare to pass the GED test in 2014. Thank you.